Welcome friends, it's Caleigh Bird, and today I'm going to try to use my art to do some real good in this world for a cause that I truly believe in. I hope you enjoy it, and if you do, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you ding the bell, because I'm always back for your fine art tips and art biz advice. For far too long, the voices, feelings, and rights of our black and brown brothers and sisters have been not heard or completely ignored, basically since the founding of this country. I love the United States. I feel grateful to be here, but it breaks my heart to think about how many folks don't feel as welcome in this great country, even though they are just as much from here as I am. It's time for all of us who have any semblance of a care in our heart or a drop of conscience on our minds to stand up for those who have been treated far less fortunately than we have. It is an honor to stand up with our black and brown brothers and sisters and take action and say no more. We will not ignore police brutality. We will not ignore discrimination. We will not put up with certain factions of our government treating our own citizens as if they were less important or less valid or should feel less safe than other citizens. It is not okay any way you cut the deck. I'd like to take just a moment to read one small part of Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. Quote, that on the first day of January in the year 1863, all persons held as slaves within any state or designated part of a state, the people whereof shall then be in rebellion against the United States, shall be then, thenceforth, and forever free. And the executive government of the United States, including the military and naval authority thereof, will recognize and maintain the freedom of such persons, and will do no act or acts to repress such persons, or any of them, in any efforts they may make for their actual freedom. So even Lincoln knew that signing this proclamation was only the first step, and that our black and brown brothers and sisters would be fighting for the entirety of their rights for many years to come. Even he acknowledged that they may need to take extraordinary efforts and may be forced to have to do unsavory things such as rebelling and speaking out and possibly even rioting in an effort to make their freedom an actuality. It is time for those of us born into racial and or economic privilege to start using those gifts to helping those who weren't. Because being born black in America should not be a death sentence. I know as a white female who was born into a stable middle-class family, I have had the immense blessing of never having to fear for my life on a daily basis every time I step outside my house, simply because of where I live or the way that I look. I have not been completely put out by the system, my public schools ignored, and my hopes and dreams discounted simply because of the way I look. I can never fully understand how these things must feel, But what I can do, what we can all do, is stop talking and start listening. Start empathizing. Put yourself in the position of so many of our disenfranchised brothers and sisters, and honestly really think, what would you do to get out of that situation? What we can do is we can support our Black and brown brothers and sisters by electing more people of color and insisting that more people of color are in authoritative roles. How about we let those that are regulated look more closely like those that are regulating? I strongly feel that that would help level the playing field. What we can also do is just be present. Use our bodies and our voices and our vote and our tax dollars to showing those in charge that we will not put up with discrimination of any kind anymore either. I really went back and forth with myself while trying to brainstorm what would be an effective way that I can use my portrait art to illustrate this movement. And I chose a pair of young Black siblings because I want us all to think about helping our Black brothers and sisters. So I painted a Black brother and sister. I also wanted to show the worry and apprehension and nervousness of the older brother, but yet he is shielding his eyes from a very, very bright potential future. And I wanted to give the younger sister a bit of a smile towards the viewer in a reassuring way to say, hey, it's not too late. If you care, I'm still here. We can still do this together. I would really love to be out there on the front lines helping with the demonstrations, but due to my current living situation and the pandemic that is still raging on, I have someone in my household with underlying health conditions, so none of us can risk breaking quarantine just yet. However, I did not want to feel totally helpless in this completely essential fight, so I decided to create this painting, and I'm going to be selling prints for the next 2 weeks, as well as auctioning off the original, and all of the profits are going to be going to the Black Lives Matter chapter in New York City. They seem to be very well run, very well organized. I know that they are some of the main folks on the front lines. I know that they're going to have plenty of medical and legal costs associated with fighting the good fight. And they're also going to be helping some of the Black-owned businesses that have been damaged as a result of looters running around not helping the situation. So for the prints, I've decided to do a run of 2 different sizes. One size will be 8x10 for $25 or 9x12 for $35. Basically, I will pre-sell as many prints as possible for the next 2 weeks, and then once all of the orders are in, I will order the prints. It will be a limited edition of only the prints that are sold in the next 2 weeks. And after printing costs and shipping to each buyer is taken out, 100% of the profits will go to the Black Lives Matter New York City chapter. And what that also means is the more prints I am able to sell, the lower my printing cost will be, so more of the money will go directly to this good cause. As far as the original goes, I'm going to be starting the auction at $75 and will be hosting it primarily through my Instagram stories and DM. If you are not on Instagram but would like to take part in the auction, please drop me a comment or send me an email and I will be sure to make sure that you are able to take part. Otherwise, check down below. I've got a link to a special page on my website where we will go ahead and start pre-selling prints to raise some money. If you are, or even if you aren't able to purchase a print, please think about sharing this fundraiser on your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or with friends or family. It would be so meaningful if we were all able to band together as artists and art lovers to show our support and compassion for this great movement. Check down below. Again, visit that link I've got for some great resources to share this fundraiser. And as a special bonus, I'm going to go through and hand embellish each and every print with this shiny silver marker to give it the same beautiful sheen as the original. Thank you so much for being here today, folks. I can't tell you how much it means to not only me, but so many others out there to encourage and support this strong movement. Please pick up a print if you possibly can. Check down below for links with all the details. And while you're at it, go ahead and pop that subscribe button and ding the bell. I'll be back next week. Thank you, folks. I love you. See you next time.